The YMCA Leadership Academy is a program for college students, and the outcomes of which are to create leaders that we desperately need in Phoenix.
It was really in response to a need. We had a need for program directors, and we weren't getting what we were looking for on the postings. We weren't getting applicants that we wanted. And so we looked at each other and said, we've got to fix this on our own.
We came up with this idea that's really an old idea. We said, well, a long time ago, people used to have a training school for young people to become youth workers. And so we thought we'd take a page from that book.
Folks forget that amazing history. So the notion of universities and the Y working together around building a community is not actually a foreign notion.
Peyton and Libby came by, they said, hey, we have an idea. We want to go to our ASU, we want to go to NAU, our local universities, and we want to grab those college seniors. We want to put our arms around them, figure out how to help them become YMCA change makers.
Part of the YMCA Leadership Academy is for us to go straight to the source of the fountain and go after the best and the brightest and say, a Y career is an amazing career.
We can educate, we can inspire, we can try to enact, purpose, but you have to have a community partner.
We're seeing, college-age students specifically that really want to make a difference in their community. They do want to volunteer. They do want to give back.
I was attracted to the Y because it meant something. It stood for something.
When I was considering this internship, there's nothing better than considering the dynamic duo of building in your career skills and also impacting and changing lives at the same time.
I was actually a business student, and so I wanted to see what it would be like and understand maybe more so of what the nonprofit world means.
The reason why I love the YMCA is because they're invested in their community. They make an effort to impact their community, and not just those that are members, but non-members as well.
One of the first things that we talk about in the YMCA Leadership Academy is that everyone that's part of the program will walk away being an advocate for the YMCA.
What drew me to this internship was knowing that I would be able to have those connections and actually be able to see senior leadership and talk to them and learn from them.
I'd call it the grow your own philosophy around those that have a purpose, but also need experience. They need competencies.
There's core leadership competencies that the YMCA has developed. And so what we did is we took basic hard skills that we understood as program directors, and we layered on top of that the competencies from YUSA. A typical student in YLA is going to have time in the classroom learning from professionals, and we have a really thoughtful curriculum. But then they get to take this information and then they get to go and apply it in a branch.
You do have a hands-on experience where you're not always taking notes or in the classroom, but where you get to dive into the programs and get a first feel of how to experience things and handle things in a real-life situation.
In order to fund the first year of the YMCA Leadership Academy, we had to go out and find the money. And so we changed our annual campaign case. We said, help us put a youth development worker in every one of our communities. Pay for their salary for 1 year, and after 1 year, we promise that they'll be up and running and make a difference.
I think the numbers speak for themselves. Last year we had 19 YLA graduates that were hired by the Valley of the Sun YMCA, and today we still have 15 of them currently employed.
And so it's really exciting to be able to say, through all of this, we've loved you enough to make you ready for the next step of your life.
So some of you are leading YMCA sitting out there and you're thinking to yourself, should I start this program? Yes, you should. And the reason is not just because you're going to get a lot of youth development workers in your Y, which is critical, it's also because you're going to change how your Y functions.
Being able to see young people that are passionate and excited about their work invigorates a whole community of staff.
They're very, very eager to make a difference, and that kind of charges me up every day.
This model could be replicated by any enlightened Y or higher ed institution that sees the opportunity for a pipeline. There are very few communities coast to coast that aren't deeply impacted by both a Y organization and a college, a university, or a whole set.
As the CEO, I have to evaluate the return on investment of all the programs or activities that we run. It's all those numbers that everyone out there thinks are important to measure, but it's also about the heart of the organization, the heart of that community, and boots on the ground, deploying an army of do-gooders from our YMCA Leadership Academy is critical to the success of this Y.
YLA reminds us that at the end of the day, the YMCA is a leadership organization.
If we get the right program director and put them in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, can you imagine what kind of change they can have in their community?
What I learned in the Y Leadership Academy was to love the why. And when you love the why, you can then lead others to also love the why.
Without them, I wouldn't have found home. I wouldn't have found a place that I belong to, a place that really is for all.
And so we grab a hold of them, we say, let's go do this. Let's figure out how to make this world better.